Okay, I'm going to jump right in. I'm going to start off talking about ownership. That's my favorite topic. So I really want to start with when you start your business and doing this. I know it's very overwhelming. You don't know what you don't know. It's new. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of things you feel like you should be doing or you're not doing. You don't feel confident. You don't know what to do with your social media. And I just want to start with saying that the first step to feeling confident is believing in yourself and believing that you can do this. Because I'm pretty sure what drew you to the person that you signed up with is thinking, well, if they can do it, I can do it too. And um, I think that's important that when you're feeling lost or you're feeling stuck, that you remind yourself of that. If other girls can do it, I can do it too. There's no difference between the other girls on social media, except if you're not showing up and they're showing up, they're going to be successful and you're not. The second step to being successful in your business and taking ownership of your business is taking messy action. And that's like, if you're not good at filming content or you're not good at reels, get onto Google, get onto YouTube, Google simple tricks on how to take good photos. What are simple photo or really good content hacks or content tricks, or how to shoot, like how to make sure that the settings on your iPhone camera or whatever your phone camera is are the highest quality, so that when you upload your videos, those types of things. Confidence and self-belief don't just come from thin air. You don't just will yourself or wish yourself confident. You have to practice that. It's like a muscle. You have to exercise it. So confidence and self-belief come from equipping yourself adequately with the tools that you need to be successful. And that comes down to, when you start your business, you have the entire back office at your disposal. There's trainings in our YouTube link. There's trainings. There's a whole Market Partner Academy that you can do product trainings. You can do wellness, skin, the damaged line, the shampoo base, the basics of all the shampoos. There's every single product has its own information sheet, so don't be overwhelmed. Don't think that you need to know every single little detail and active ingredients about every single product. But if you want to be successful in your business, even though this is a mentorship-based business model and you do have your upline to lean on, they are not responsible for your success. I'm going to use Jade as the perfect example. Jade's upline and the girl above her didn't help her at all. And she will tell you the first year of her business was a wash because she kind of felt like she was treading water and didn't know what to do. But then she like dug her heels in the ground and was like, I'm going to figure this out myself. And if you do have a mentor or an upline that is helpful and is answering your questions, that's great. That's a bonus. It's not their responsibility to make you successful. It's your responsibility. So like I say, you don't know what you don't know. But if you're taking the initiative and you're going into a back office and you're researching and you're looking at products, or so you see something on the information sheet and you go, that's interesting because so-and-so said something else on the group, or I saw something else on social media. Use some, what's the word I'm looking for? Like apply yourself and think, okay, I saw this, but so-and-so is saying this. Let me ask my upline. When you start applying that type of initiative, I swear to you, girls that are, when I get an email that one of my girls have started the training program, or they come to me and they ask questions that are targeted and direct, like, I saw this and I saw this, and I just wanted to confirm, like, what is the right way to do this, and et cetera, et cetera. That is a love language for your upline. If you're asking questions and you're curious and you want to know, okay, if I have this person and she's XYZ, or she's got this problem, or so-and-so said this, what is your opinion on that? Your upline is going to match your energy. It's not going to, they're not going to make you successful. They're not going to make you MMP. They're not going to make you AMB, MB, MMB. They're not going to make you MM. That's your job. And it might be a little bit of tough love, but like with anything in life, you're always going to have someone that you can look up to, but there's going to be instances where maybe your upline isn't there to answer your question, or someone doesn't answer your question in the WhatsApp chat. It's on you then to go and do the research and apply yourself. It's pretty much all I wanted to say, because look where Jade is. It's taken Jade almost 4 years, well, 3 years to hit director, because she never gave up. She kept applying herself, and she kept showing up, and she kept reinventing herself. She kept adjusting her strategy. She kept looking at what's working, what's not working. She found her niche, she found her groove, and she ran with it. And look where that's taken her. And I mean this with all the love in the world. Jade has done nothing that any of us cannot do. She's only been consistent. All the girls in 1-8 that have been, that are successful, they're consistent. They take initiative in their business. They make sure that they equip themselves with the right tools so that they can be successful. So that if you do have someone interested in the business, you're able to just converse with them and say, this is what I do. I think you would be great at it, instead of making it awkward and freaking out when someone asks you a question. You've done the research. You're confident and comfortable with information that you have to relay, and you just had a conversation with someone that's interested in what you're doing, and then there you've taken the ick out of what you do. I know that I ran through that, but I don't want to keep you guys too long, and I want to give Jen and Marissa their opportunity. So Jen, did you want to carry on from that?
That was amazing. Thank you so much, Ashleigh. And once you get your business started, there's another ick factor that you have to get over to be successful and to gain those VIPs, and that is the follow-up. Most customers, I don't know if you guys want to put like a 1 in the chat or something, but most people do not buy after their first consult. Is that true? A lot of our customers are not familiar with our product. And because they are not familiar with our product, follow-up is huge in our business. And that is something that I learned very early on. I went on a call and there was this girl talking about follow-up, and I was like, I'm going to do that. And ever since then, I've been a monster at follow-up. And that is why, like, I do get a lot of VIPs, because I just don't let people sit in my DMs. And I also prep. Think of it as like a pre-game for your clients. Like, you don't just jump right in and you're just like, hey girl, we got a sale. Da, 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 da. You have to prep your clients or your potentials for those sales. So you know that pretty much every weekend we have a sale. So what I do is during the week, as much as possible, I'm educating my potentials. I'm talking about my thinning defense serum. I'm showing them that I'm using my product every single day. And if you're not doing that consistently, do not expect people to come into your DMs or like run to you when you talk about a sale, because you haven't warmed up your audience to those products. So if you're like, oh my God, you're going to get the scalp scrub for free, or just like the sale that we had last weekend, you're like, scalp scrub, why do I need a scalp scrub? Well, there's a reason that we're educating our clients and our potentials as we go along, so that when sales like that come along, they're like, oh my God, that's what I need. And so this sale that we had this weekend is a perfect example. I have a lot of girls that I sort out my DMs. All of my general girls are girls that haven't bought. And so I look through consults, and anyone that had dandruff, flakiness, anything like that, I was like, hey girl, guess what? This sale is so amazing for you because it's going to address your dandruff. It's going to help with this. We can put in the scalp scrub. So I cater all of my follow-ups to each potential. They don't know that majority of the time that we can cater these sales to their hair needs. They don't know that. All they know is Jen is coming to them with a solution to their problem and presenting it to them yet again. Now, when I say follow up, like, you don't want to follow up just once, because a lot of the people that I follow up with, I'm annoying. Like, I have no shame. It's icky, whatever. But every time we have a sale that looks good in for that client that I have reached out to them before and already sent them a cart, whether it's directly for their concern or it gives them a better price, I'm reaching back out to them. So usually, I think, what do they say? It's like you have to reach out, or you have to have like 6 or 7 exposures before someone will buy from you. That's usually like my closing rate. I usually follow up with someone anywhere between 4 to 6 times before I'm getting them to close, if they haven't closed on like the first sale. So if they don't tell me no, that's not a no for me. That's like a, okay, maybe later. So I just keep them in my DMs. I don't delete it. I leave a whole conversation so that I know where we left off at any given moment. And unless they give me a hell no, I'm not interested, I'm following up with them every single sale, or every single sale that looks beneficial to them that they might jump on. So
Can I add to that?
yeah.
Don't feel like you're annoying or you're bothering someone, because that energy is going to show, right? I was also worried, like, oh, I don't want to be annoying, but like initially they came to you. So like, as long as you change your mindset on that I'm annoying, no, you're helping these people. So until they tell you I'm not interested anymore, keep annoying them, because you have the solution for them. But like Jen says, follow up in a way that is just conversational, like, hey girl, I know we chatted about it, but you know, like I have the sale for you. And it's more important, I think, to change the mindset about it. Like, you're more worried about what people are thinking of you following up than you're worried about actually following up and working your business. And more often than not, Jade says this a lot as well, people appreciate that you follow up, because they probably were like, dang it, I forgot to sign out because the kids, or like I had to run an errand or something like that. So don't think that you're annoying. Until someone tells you that you're annoying, you're not annoying.
Yeah, no one's ever directly told me that I've been annoying, but that it's so true what Ashleigh said. A lot of girls are like, oh my God, I totally forgot. I had an emergency, or I was out of town. I totally forgot. I missed the sale. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll let you know when the next one is. I kind of prep them that I'm going to be like in their DMs. So I'm like, okay, if the sale doesn't work for you, then I'll just keep letting you know about sales, and you can just jump in whenever you feel that it's best for you. So I almost make it seem like it's under their control, and they're like, all right, well, power's in my hands, you know, I'll just let her know when I'm ready. So if you're not like, get this, or like, I'm gonna haunt you kind of thing. It's a, hey girl, I'm just trying to help you out vibe, more than like an annoying vibe. I say I'm annoying just because I'm like, I don't stop. Like, unless you tell me no, I do not stop, because I know 100% that once they try our products, they are going to fall in love with it. And that's something that you also have to remember when you are talking to people. Like, you have to share your excitement with your product. So when you're on social media, share your excitement. Oh my gosh, this stuff is so great. Look at my hair. It's so shiny. When people see that excitement, they get FOMO. And you also don't know if earlier that day they had a bunch of hair fall out, or earlier that day they got so exhausted with their hair being dull, dry, breaking, and here you come on stories like the white knight. You're like, oh my God, I got this thing, my hair stopped breaking, da da da, and you literally just made their day, and they're like, oh my God, I'm having that same problem. So don't be afraid to talk about the same things over and over and over again, because not everybody watches your stories every single day. That's another thing. Like, you might feel repetitive, but until the person that is meant to buy from you, like, you connect with them with whatever problem they're having, they're like, oh my God, that's me. You're not going to catch them. So make sure that you're repetitive with your problems. Like, I talk about the thinning defense serum every single time I'm on there, because it is amazing and it has helped me so much. And you'll find that, like, whatever you're passionate about and talking about, those are the customers that you are going to attract. So just always be consistent, follow up with everybody until they say no. Is there anything you want to add, Ashleigh?
No, I think you touched on everything. It's when, especially the repetition, like if you look at any business on social media, if you look at any big brand commercials, they play the same commercials. If you're watching a TV show, they play the same commercial how many times during an ad break? It's not like they show you once, or like, let's say Best Buy shows you one ad and you're like, I'm going to go to Best Buy. It's literally in your face throughout the evening, because they've paid for that slot, because multiple people are seeing it at different times. But that's marketing. If you're going to, you have to, it might seem repetitive to you, But it could be like Jen said, one time you say something and you maybe phrased it differently, and someone is like, OMG, that's me. That's the problem I have. That's the solution I want. And that's why repetition is so important. It's literally the same. And I will always reference business and all of these things to like nutrition, dieting, training. Repetition is what gives you results. That's all I have to say about that, Jen. That was amazing. Marissa, are you here, girl?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah, the floor is yours.
Okay, can you guys hear me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to just kind of piggyback both on what Ashleigh and Jen talked about. So I want to talk a little bit about vision and vision casting, because I feel like that is so important when you are feeling discouraged in the business, or you are doubting yourself, or just it's important. So I want you guys to I'm going to give you like a minute. It's going to be quiet for a minute. And I want you guys to think about what your vision is. Where do you see yourself with this business? Why you are doing this? So think about that, and, maybe some of the goals that you have, whether it's, I want to make $200 a month, whether it's I want to go on the trip, whether it's I want that Cadillac. Think about your vision, and I'm going to let you think about it for a minute. Close your eyes if you need to, and just think about that. Write it down, make it visible. Okay, do you guys have a vision? Like, I want to hear like nodding. I want to see something in the chat. If you want to share it, that would be amazing. But I want you guys to own your vision. I want you to be able to make a vision board, or have it on a sticky note somewhere, or somewhere where you are going to see that, and keep that at the forefront, so that when you are feeling discouraged, knowing that if you continue to go and you keep working at it, that you will get to your vision, because the only way that you're not going to get there is if you quit. There's been times when I've been discouraged, and you know what, like, think I can't do this, but I just continued to show up and show up, even if I didn't know what I was doing in the beginning, even if I wasn't getting the results I wanted. Like Jen said, it sometimes takes a lot of follow-ups. So those no's, don't let them discourage you. Keep that vision at the forefront. So a big vision attracts big vision. So when you are sharing your vision on your social media, or just that excitement, like Jen talked about, that is what you're going to attract to you when you are either with VIPs or your market partners. So you want to be able to share that. You want people that have a big vision too. If you have a small vision and you're just always playing small and just talking quiet and not sharing that, that's probably the kind of people that you are going to attract. You really attract what you put out there. So have big energy, have a very big vision. Like, this business can really change your life. Like, I cannot believe the opportunities that I've had since starting this business. And it just, like my daughter, we were talking about the leadership trip coming up, and I was kind of telling her a little bit about the plans of what's going to happen. And she's like, Mom, you have been in a limo more in the past 2 months than you ever had in your life, which is true. Like this, there's so many things that I've been able to do because of this. Hosting a call, that was totally, something I never thought that I would do, but it's here. It's crazy what you can do when you just continue to work on your goals. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about, Ashleigh talked a little bit about this too, about reaching out, using your resources. I want you guys to be confident enough to, look up things that you need to, put yourself out there, use your resources. And then, like she said, if you don't know you need some help, be confident enough to ask your mentor or a sideline or anybody that you really connect with on the team. Ask your mentor for help. Say, okay, this is what I want to do this month. This is where I'm at. Look at your circle graph on your back office. Look at your PV and go to them and say, okay, I need to know how to do X. Can you help me figure out what I need to do to help my business partners? So be confident in that. That is going to do a couple things for your business. It's going to help you be confident in yourself. And that's going to show. People are going to see that. It also, you're taking ownership of your business. You're treating it like a business. And the other thing that it's going to do is it's going to let your mentor know, one, that you're serious about this, that you want success, that you, what your visions are, what your goals are. They are going to see that and they will know how to help you. It's going, they will be able to, if you say, okay, I need this and this, they can help you make a game plan of how to do that. That's what we're here for. We're not here to make you successful, but if you are coachable and reaching out and putting yourself out there and putting in the work, that's where we come in to be able to help you and to game plan of what you need to do. So we are here to help you, but we're not here to force you. If you don't want it, we'll help the people that want it. Honestly, that's kind of a little bit of tough love too. So if you are just holding back and you're being quiet and you're not reaching out and putting yourself out there, that is going to show. And your mentors want to help you, but they also need to know what you need help with. We don't know what everybody's struggling with unless you come to us and help us. So those are kind of my things. So keep your vision at the forefront. Really think about it. Like, I've had a big vision of going to the Bahamas. I have my tracker sitting like right here at my desk where I'm working. I see it. I know what I got to do to get there. And it's been so fun to be able to like check it off when I get a VIP or a market partner. I have a vision of getting the Cadillac because our cars are really old. So I have these things that I know will happen if I just continue to go through it. And I know that you guys can do the same thing. You guys are sorry, that was my son. You guys are no different than anybody on this team. All the leaders, you guys, I know that you guys can do it too. So anybody else have any that you wanted to add on, Ashleigh or Jen?
I just want to say I loved what you said about having a big vision. And there's that quote, and I always forget who it's from, where they say, we are most frightened about the light that's in us. I forget the quote now, my brain, I need to eat. But it says, we don't help others by playing small. And it's the light that's in us. And light could mean, the enthusiasm, the passion, the drive, just the overall energy that you exude for what you love to do, that ignites other people, that allows other people to give themselves permission to do big things. I've got chills. So allow yourself, like Marissa said, allow yourself to dream big and that you're worthy of big dreams. There's no limit to what you can do. Time is not a factor. My husband, he was a pro ball player and he went back to medical school in mid-30s and he was sitting in science classes with 18, 19-year-olds because he had a vision and he had a goal. There's nothing that is stopping you except for your own limiting beliefs. And maybe you're too worried what other people are thinking. People aren't half as worried about you as they are about themselves. So if you have a dream, if you have a goal, believe that you can do it. Believe that it was put on your path for a reason. I said no to Monate basically for 2 years until it was literally in my face all the time and I couldn't say no to it. And I was like, okay, clearly I need to be doing this. And there was obviously a reason I need to be doing it. And like Marissa said, I cannot believe the things that I've been able to do and the people that I've met and the friends that I've made. It's just been an incredible experience. And when you share that with other people, those are the things that pull people in, because it's not the products. People don't care about a bottle of shampoo. They care about the confidence that they can have. They care about feeling beautiful. They care about the compliment that their husband is going to give them when their husband never compliments their hair. It's those things that you talk about that are the solutions that people are looking for. It's emotion and it's storytelling. That's all I have to say.
I just went through the chat because I wasn't looking at it when I was talking, but I love that you guys shared your goals, your visions in there, like, you know, paying off houses, retiring my parents, bless people. Honestly, like that is really what I try to keep in the forefront of my business, is serving others, really providing those solutions, like not just in it for the money or for the things, but I really truly want to be able to help people. And I really try to make that come through in my stories, in my things, is because I know what this can do for people. So I want to share the business side, and I want to be able to help people. I know that you guys, when you guys get messages back from your VIPs of like, oh my gosh, my hair feels amazing, or I got a compliment, like that really is what it's about, of really helping people and provide the solutions either with the business or the products. And so I think when you share that and when you keep that at the forefront, people are going to see that, and they're not going to feel like just a sale to you. So, you know, really talking with them. I was talking with somebody today and she said, you know what, I really can't do that. I sent a pretty big cart. You know, what can we do, just because I really want to help somebody? And she was so grateful that I was like, okay, you know what, let's just do the bare minimums right now. We can always add on more. And she was just like so grateful that I was, you know, not in it just to make the big sale. So I think people can really see that too, if you are just putting out that service mindset too.
Jen, sorry, I forgot that I muted myself. Jen, you want to close off for us?
I can't hear you. You just cut out.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, well, I can hear you. So as you go.
Oh no, I wasn't really. I think what Marissa said is 100%. Like, obviously we're here to serve people. That's like at the forefront of all of our minds. The money is going to come. Like, if you're doing what you need to do to service your client, to make sure you're providing solutions, make sure you're also providing education to people who aren't buying. When you do all those things consistently, not only are you going to help a bunch of people, regardless if it's the business side or the product side, the money is going to come anyway. So like, don't worry so much about like numbers, just worry about helping people and how you can help them. So always think about, like, when you're talking on your stories, and if you know you're stuck and you're like, I don't know what I'm going to talk about, just simplify it. I tell my girls, problem, solution. What's your problem? Say you wash all the time. What's the solution to washing frequently? You know, thinning. What's the solution to that? Simplify it. Like, always, always, always simplifying. Because if you give them too much information, a confused mind is never going to buy. So if you have stories that has like all this information all over, they're going to be, I know I'm that person. If I see a whole bunch of words, I'm like, bye. Like, next. So just simplify all of our products, all of the solutions, so that your customer can go, that's me, I want that, help me out.
Yeah, I love that. I also don't, yeah, sure, go ahead, Sarah. Ask any questions. You want to just unmute yourself and you can ask. You have to put in the chat.
That would be much easier.
Yes, I think so.
So my first question is, how do you sort out DMs? Jen, I think I heard you saying that you sort out DMs in the beginning. And then my second question, I'm sure you can hear my toddler in the background, is, and maybe this one, Jade, you could probably answer, since I know you started this out when you just had your baby, but how and when do you make time for the reels and following up and all that? Because that is one area I'm struggling in. My toddler is extremely hands-on. So that is where I struggle in, and I worry about the consistency in that sense. Thank you.
Jen, I think
So-
you can jump
go
on, and then Jade.
So as far as the sorting of the DMs, like I leave everybody that is a consult in my general DMs. So I know for me, my primary DMs are my closest friends, people I talk to all the time. So the last thing I want to do is get everybody jumbled. So anything that is in my general DMs, those are people that are either customers or have not bought from me. And what I do at the end of every single sale is I go through all the DMs that I had during that sale. And if I have a reason to follow up with someone, or I know I need to follow up with them, I mark them as unread. So if they're like marked as read and like their name's not highlighted, then I know either it's a no, they've already bought, they're a customer, or, you know, I need to follow up with them. So that's how I do that. I can't touch on the kid side.
I'm sorry, I'll touch on it, but I can't it's pitch black in the room I'm in because my kids are watching a movie in the other one. So I ran in the back here to unmute real quick. But basically, the hardest thing for me was I had to schedule my day. Like without having a schedule, it was just really chaotic. And I had 2 babies. So Memphis was a newborn and Maverick was 2. And I stayed home with them. I mean, I would literally go on walks with the stroller to do my follow-ups. I would get my steps in, be active, get us outside, put them in the stroller and walk around the neighborhood so that I could get on the phone with, because I had working market partners at the time. I literally remember walking around the neighborhood to do my calls and my check-ins, or while they were napping, like I would, instead of watching Netflix, like I had to get them on a schedule and I would sit and work. So I think everybody's day is going to look different. And I think it's important to kind of look at your day, reevaluate, like if there is any time blocking you can do or scheduling where, you know, I don't know how old your baby is, but like, you know, where they would have independent play and I would get stuff done and just fit it in pockets. You don't need to overwhelm yourself and have hours of the day, but even 10-minute pockets, if you're working intentionally, you can get a lot done. And keep your babies and your reels with you. Like, don't think that they need to be perfection or how anybody else is doing it. Like, have your baby on your hip and show your routine. I would have Memphis and a baby Bjorn on my chest and be doing my hair sometimes with Maverick in the back. So however you're going to do it will be perfect for you, and make it real life. Don't make it, you know, something that you think it's not right now. Make it exactly what it is.
I was going to touch on that as well, because I've had a lot of girls that ask me, should I start a new Instagram? You want Monat, you want to show how seamlessly Monat fits into your lifestyle. Don't make it a separate thing. It's not a separate part of you. And Jade said exactly, I mean, I don't have kids, but I see it. The women that I gravitate towards, especially on social media, are the ones that aren't like trying to be perfect or trying to have the perfect reel and the perfect outfit in the perfect setting all the time. And if you're showing, like Jade said, if you're showing your hair with your kid, it appeals to the woman that is wanting something else or wanting to be at home with her babies, but is worried that she's not going to have the time. And you showing that even though you're busy and you have a mom and you have a very hands-on or baby, you can still do it, because it gives people that hope just by you showing like, I'm busy too, but I'm also doing the damn thing.
Also, I feel like people think that they need to make new reels every single day. Reuse content. I can't tell you, like, if you have an hour or a half hour, however much time you have, when your hair is done, record yourself flipping your hair, doing stuff. It doesn't have to be talking reels, just record content. And then you can repurpose that as many times as you want, just changing the text over it. I do that all the time. I maybe record content once a week, sometimes not even that often. And it can be as simple as you walking down the street or someone behind you, like recording you walking your baby down the street, talking about the Monat opportunity. Like, it can be 6 seconds long. That's preferred for the algorithm to be short. It can be so simple. So look at everybody else's pages, look at Jade's page, look at Ashleigh's page, look at, you know, a lot of the girls on our team. Take some of those ideas and those quick ideas that you know you can do really quickly, and don't overcomplicate it. Just try to figure out something. And even if it's your morning routine, set your camera up. You don't even have to talk, and do it. Just do not fast forward through that routine. If you're going to post it, just chop it up into little pieces, because people want to see it, not like this really, really fast.
I just want to touch on consistency as well. Like, a lot of people think consistency is twice a day, 7 days a week. I have to be posting a reel, 2 reels a day. Consistency is what works for you. Don't try and fit a square peg into a round hole. If you can, then this goes for everyone. If you can commit to, I'm going to commit to 3 reels a week, whether it's a talking reel, whether it's a 6-second walking reel, whatever it is, commit to something that you think is doable for your schedule and your lifestyle. And once you find your groove doing that, maybe you can add in another one, and then it's 4 reels a week. But don't think I need to commit to 6 or 7, be present every single day, post a reel every single day. Obviously, it's ideal if you're trying to, you know, grow fast or like reach a lot of people fast, but do what works for you and then build on that. Because if you're going to like jump in and commit to something that you know in the back of your mind you're not going to be able to actually do, you're going to end up very frustrated, very overwhelmed, and you're just going to end up frozen and have analysis paralysis, and you're just going to not do anything, which is worse than, I say 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. So don't compare yourself to the other girls that are doing 2 reels a day, because they don't have the same lifestyle as you. They're not you. And I think that's huge. Figure out, like Jade said, time block, figure out what works for you and commit to it. Does anyone else have any questions? If you just want to unmute yourself, you can chat. If not, we can let you guys go and you can enjoy the rest of your evening. You're welcome, Sarah. Anybody else have any questions?
I do have a question about follow-up. So typically I do follow up, and everybody usually like stays in contact, and I mean, you know, usually everybody buys after their consult so far. But I have one in particular that has just like ghosted me, and I followed up twice because there was a couple sales that came on over like the last couple weekends that would have fit her needs very well. But but like, do you keep following up every once in a while, or do you just let the ones that don't respond just come back to you?
I think you kind of have to, like, Jen, you can touch on this as well, but I keep like a list of people, but I feel like I also have a good memory of how many times. I mean, if you have your follow-up list and you can see whether you've messaged them 6 or 7 times and they haven't responded, I kind of have like a breakup message after like maybe like the 10th message. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. You're wasting my time. But then I'm very cordial and I just say, we have this amazing sale, et cetera, it fits your needs perfectly. If you're no longer interested in trying the products, just let me know, no hard feelings, and I'll take you off of my list, because it takes that anxiety out of it and it puts the ball in their court without any like ick, or like doesn't make them feel bad for saying, you know what, I'm not interested anymore. Okay, cool, you change your mind, on to the next, and then you can refocus your energy. But I mean, I
think that's perfect.
Yeah, I feel like that's up to you. Like, when you feel like 4 messages is too much, or 10, like Jen, I'm the same. I'm like, until you tell me no, I'm gonna be like, hey girl.
Yeah, I'm the same way. And honestly, what Ashleigh says, like, you kind of give them the opt out. Like, if you want to opt out of my emails or my DMs, like, just let me know when you're not interested. I would say half of the people, when I give them that opt out, that's when all of a sudden my little ghost comes back and says, no, tell me when, like, we have sales, because I am still interested. It's just not the right time right now for me. So, you know, unfortunately, social media and technology makes it really, really easy for people to just ignore and not respond, which is rude, which I can't stand. But if you tell them you're going to stop following up with them and you're just kind of like, all right, ball's in your court, they come back. And most of the time, even if they don't say anything, watch 2 months down the road, that little ghost is going to be in your DMs and tell you, hey, I'm finally ready, because it happens every single time for me. So don't stop. Unless they say,
unless they say no. And I mean, if you feel like I will sometimes let it breathe, even if they haven't said anything. And I'm like, okay, I've sent this person like 6 messages. I'm gonna let it breathe. And then I kind of will revisit that follow-up list that are the ones that haven't responded when we have a really good sale. And I'm like, dang, I haven't had any VIP, traction or anything like that. That's when I revisit that list and then I follow up. And sometimes then they have the guts to say, okay, cool, yes, send me another card, or I'm not interested anymore. Yeah, it's personal preference. I mean, I don't care if people think I'm annoying.
do you have random conversations in between your follow-ups? No,
I do.
I don't.
I mean, it depends. I feel like a lot of people will respond in between, like my stories with my cats and stuff like that. So I don't just ignore them and only talk about the products. If someone's gonna converse with me, I'm gonna respond to them because it's the right thing to do. But I don't have unnecessary
You
conversations.
don't initiate conversation,
No.
right?
No.
Yeah,
Unless it's
only
someone
if,
I know.
like you said, if
Yeah.
yeah, not initiate conversation, but if they like respond or like react to stories and stuff, I'll interact with them, but I'm not like, hey, how's your day kind of thing.
No. No. Not at
Because
all.
I want them to know I'm there for business purposes. So unless they're my customer or VIP or a market partner or potential market partner and they're trying to converse with me, like they usually, if they're not interested, they don't really ever come back unless they need something.
Yeah, agreed. Does anyone else have any other questions? Want to chat about something? If you have any something that you're struggling with, anything, you have us on the floor. If not, guys, I think we can just wrap it up. And if you missed the beginning, it is recording, and then we'll just have it whatever it does when it just loads, and then we'll probably have Britt load it to our YouTube, and we'll send it in the chat. So thank you so much for showing up, everyone. It was so nice to chat with you, Jen, Marissa, everyone. Thank you for your questions. And yes, tough love sometimes is needed, Hillary. We all know sometimes we don't want to hear things that we know deep down are true, but it kind of will put a little pepper in your step, and you'll end up being way more successful and confident in your business. Yeah, awesome. Thank you, ladies. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Bye.
Yo, thanks.